Here we go. Okay, a little live afternoon session. Guys, I realise this is completely outside of our normal time slot, so I'll probably be talking to myself during this live session for the most part. Oh no, we got 3 viewers. Say hello. Who have we got there? Oh, we got 7. Wow, this could be the new time slot. This could be the new place to have Poseidon Zed Run. Yes, sir. It's Mr. Pure Will. 8 viewers. Wow, that was quick. What we're going to do, guys, we got the big drop. Well, we haven't got the announcement yet. Afternoon, Dave. Hello, Jamie, Ben. You. Big news, big news. Well, not big news yet. We don't know much about it, but the drop is coming. It is coming, and we don't want to miss out. So a little bit of preemptive news about how to handle the drop, and then once we have the full details, we'll do another video, live video, maybe. Hopefully tomorrow morning we'll know the official announcement and what's going on. Professor Moses, thanks, mate. I'm thankful for having you here and your support, as I am for everyone else's. Be sure to hit the like button as the entry form, as we do, if you like, or if not, whatever. If you don't like the content, hit the dislike. There's a few people that just come here just to hit the dislike button, I think, but that's all good. It all helps the algorithm. Like, dislike, comment, no comment, all good. Subscribe, no subscribe. We don't care. Well, we do. It's nice, but it doesn't matter. Lots of new subscribers, actually, and thank you if you're a new subscriber. We've gone from about, well, in the last 5 weeks, we've gone from like 40 to, I think we're at 700 or 600. 600? 700. I'm not sure. Somewhere around about there. So we're going beautifully. We're going to overtake my other channel, which I spent 5 years of hard work doing, and we'll overtake it with the Zed Run in probably the next couple of months. Thanks, Dave, for liking. Okay, so, exciting news, everyone, guys and girls. Exciting news. We got the new drop, or the word that the drop is coming. This is from Zed Run Facebook. Actually, before we play that, have a look in the description below. If you're not already part of the Poseidon Racing Zed Run group, where we have a nice discussion, pretty chilled, very friendly, supportive sort of environment. I'm not a big fan of the chaos that Discord throws at you. It's good for the announcements and stuff, but I don't really like the overall conversation, so I don't get in there anymore. But we have Poseidon Racing on Facebook. Jump over there, join us. We've got about, I think we've got about 70, 80 in there already, and it's very chilled, very cool environment, so, you know, I plan on dropping a lot of exclusive content in there eventually. Maybe once we get up to about 100, 150, I'll start doing live straight into Facebook as well. Let's go, Coach Doug's heroine. Hello, matey. Good to see you here. Your alert is working. Okay, did you have YouTube open? Maybe that was it. Maybe the app was open. Jamie watching all the videos and finding it helpful, learning about Zed Run. Yeah, good idea. Go back to the beginning ones. There's some good stuff back there. And to be fair, a lot of the early videos I was kind of guessing about what was going on. But to be fair, I was on the money with most of them, to be honest. So go back there. It's all pretty accurate information, and see how you go with that. Tips for beginners. Chad, you're in the right place. We love tips for beginners. Yeah, mate. Look, don't waste too much money buying aftermarket horses early on. Like we all did it. I jumped in. Me and my brother started 12 months ago. The first thing we did was go to OpenSea, buy a couple of horses, and look, we still have them actually, but they were pretty sucky. And that's probably the biggest mistake most beginners. They get so excited, go and spend $500, $1,000 on a horse, and then find out that, oh, there was a reason that this stable was selling this horse was because it wasn't that great. And maybe, look, there's some new traits coming and the breeding's opening up again soon, and some of these horses that are not great will absolutely be better with the new traits, and they might even be really great breeders. So it's not the end of the world, but from a beginner perspective, I would say initially, look, you don't have much time to sort of think about this because we've got the big drop coming. We think it's Friday. In fact, I'll show you the video here in a moment. We think it's Friday. So that's going to be an opportunity. Stay tuned and watch the rest of this video. We'll talk about that. But other than that, like, you know, just be careful, you know, buying second-hand horses. That's what I will say. It's like buying a second-hand car. They're mostly second-hand for a reason. Jamie, what is Poseidon looking to get? It's funny you guys call me Poseidon. You don't. I never really tell you what my name is, do I? It's Adam, or you can call me Sadzi. Sadzi is what my mates call me. Poseidon's a little bit pretentious, calling me a Greek god. I know the stable's called Poseidon, and I know that a lot of people call me that, but let's go with Sadzi. It's a bit more friendly. Oh, heroin, you're on fire. I even managed to like the video. All right. What am I looking for at the drop? Look, it'll be interesting. Let's start with the drop. Actually, let's have a look at the video first. I don't think you're going to get any audio here, but let's see what they say. Little animated video here. Can we assume those two horses are Grandeur and who else? Baroque, maybe. You know, their romance, their blossoming romance. How about that? Good Boy Racing. Give me a call. Terror drop. So that's interesting. We'll talk about that. Friday the 7th of May, Pacific time. So we're thinking that will be early Saturday morning Australian time. We'll see. We'll get more information. So that was pretty exciting. Not really, was it? There wasn't much there. But Terror drop is interesting because the last one was called Mega dropped, and Terror to me means, you know, significantly bigger than Mega. So I think last time we had 2,000 horses. What am I expecting? Ah, it's all right, Jamie. It's all good. I expect there's 22,000 horses left. I'm expecting them to drop somewhere between 50% of what's left and 80 to 90% of what's left. Now, if they drop 80 to 90%, you can consider that pretty much the last public drop, because I would suggest that the final horses, well, if it's 80%, they'll probably save one more drop, but if it's 90 or 95%, I would suggest that the remaining horses are to be kept for promotional type partnerships, like the Atari partnership that's coming up probably in the next, I guess, couple of weeks, 2, 3, 4 weeks, or a couple of months maybe, where they're having some Atari brand horses. And there's an Atari tournament with Atari prize money and prizes and this kind of thing. And there'll also be 20 Atari branded horses that will be bred and then will be auctioned, I believe. Okay, so I think if they do drop 90, 95%, I would suggest that the remaining 1,000 or so horses might be saved for future partnerships. Who else might be partners? We don't know. There could be Coinbase, or there could be, you know, we might have a Decentraland official partnership or official horse, or, you know, Sandbox, or who knows, Bored Ape Club, whatever that thing's called. I like watching the new NFTs, and I'm looking at getting one of those. What are they called? I'm not even sure. Bored Ape Sailing Club or something or other. I'm going to add one of them in the next coming days. So if you got one, thumbs up. Let me know, but look, not financial advice. I find, like, as a 45-year-old, I find this whole NFT, like, it's like collecting cards when you were like 12 or 13. It's so much fun, like collecting cards and swapping horses for different NFTs. I love it. I really love it. It's so much fun. I don't know whether they're going to appreciate in value. Everything NFT is going up at the moment. We know that, but it won't last forever. We're going to crash back to reality at some point. So, and in which case, at that point, you know, the quality projects will be the ones to hang on to, and we don't know. We don't really know which ones are going to survive or not. But. Okay, so the big drop's coming. I think they'll be dropping between 10,000 and potentially even up to 20,000 horses. I hope they drop 20,000 and get it done with. Some beginners maybe hope to do the next 2 drops, like a 10,000, then a couple of weeks and another 10,000, because that's understandable. You can get 1 or 2 horses. Fingers crossed you can. There's going to be huge demand. 1 or 2 horses, and then save some more ETH and maybe get another 1 or 2 horses. Now, of course, nothing I say in these videos is financial advice. It's just fun. If you want to join the game and have some fun, then spend the money that you're willing to lose is my advice. Raymond on the old bored apes, get one with a cowboy hat. Look, to be honest, this is what I'm looking for. If you've got one of these out there, message me on the Discord. I'm still on Discord via the personal messages. And if you can't access me when you look up Poseidon Racing, then just friend request me first, and then you'll be able to communicate through there. But I am, to be honest, I'm looking for one that's either got the stunt hat. I like the stunt hat. I like the robots. I like the cyborg eyes. I'm not looking for all of that in one thing, but yeah, something along those lines. I think they're pretty quirky and pretty fun. And I like them. I think they're fun. Do I think they're going up right now? Some maybe. A lot of going backwards over the last few days, but you know, it's to be expected as well. The other one I bought, we will get to the drop again in a minute. I'm always getting sidetracked. I bought a Me bit the other day. And to be honest, I can probably buy the one I bought on OpenSea cheaper than what I paid at the drop. But that's the thing, it's all a bit of fun. Just do it for fun. You might lose some money, you might make some money, but if it's fun, then you know there's some value in that. Yeah, coach. Not noticed many people saying this is not financial advice. You and you. It's not financial advice. No, I don't know. Look, I don't know. It's a bit of a YouTube myth, coach. A bit of a YouTube myth. I don't know if it's a reality that I should be saying that, but when I'm talking about financial stuff and suggesting that things might go up or down or here or there, then it's only my personal opinion, and I don't want people to think that yes, good point, George. I don't want people to think that I know what I'm talking about and that you're going to make money based on following my advice. So who knows? Who knows? Get one with a cowboy hat. Jamie, I am just getting one Genesis filly, don't care, Z1 or Z10. Cool. I'll tell you what I'm getting in a moment. And George says, me bit jockeys. I like that. Got one. Let's rent them out. Let's rent them out for Zed Run jockeys. That would be cool. Who knows where this will progress. Maybe not in today's video, but maybe not tomorrow. We're going to be focusing on the drop again. But later on, I want to talk about a couple of elements that I think Zed could be missing on the collectability level. And that will tie all these different projects together. Now, okay, so we got the drop. To get prepared for the drop, because you've only probably got, what do we got? A couple of 2 to 3 days, roughly. I will let you know as soon as I get the actual day, and you can keep an eye on Zed Run. So if we come over here to Zed Run, guys, let's have a look, guys and girls. If we go Zed Run, have they got it up yet? So we're at zed.run, www.zed.run. Click on Marketplace. Okay, so keep your eye on this. In the coming 24 hours or so, I expect this to change to a countdown clock. All right, and that will be relative to everyone's time zone as to how far out that will be. So keep your eye on that as well. Keep your eye on the Discord for the announcements or our Facebook page. We will copy and paste it across as soon as we know. Now, to get prepared, if you're brand new, you're going to need to have a look at, obviously jump over to zed.run, where I just was, that website, and sign up for a new account. You're also going to need to have a look at and Google research how to set up your MetaMask browser wallet. Okay? MetaMask browser wallet. You'll need to download that, but I would suggest don't jump straight into that job. Go and watch a couple of videos on what you need to be concerned about when downloading MetaMask and how to record your seed phrase and stay safe and all that good stuff. Give yourself a little bit of education on that. And then go and download MetaMask to your browser, sign up, set your stable up. You will need to deposit some Ethereum in your MetaMask wallet and then transfer it to your Zed wallet. All right? If you're having trouble with that, join the Zed Discord and ask around. Heaps of people will help you. I won't go through it right now though. If you look at Doofy Racing on YouTube, he's got some videos, beginner videos on setting up MetaMask and stables and stuff, so have a look at that. All right, let's have a quick look at questions, then I'll talk about what I am buying or hoping to buy. George, do I think a male Genesis is more valuable than a mare? It depends a little bit on what other horses you have. I think as a beginner horse, a mare is a very good idea, because if you've only got one Genesis, then a mare is a good idea, because what you can do is you can, with that Genesis mare, you can have a look up in the public breeding stable and poach, if you like, or set up some breeding with, you know, any one of the 100 or 200 studs in the breeding stable, and then you can breed 2 horses a month and start building your stable that way. So if you were only buying one horse and you're brand new, then maybe consider the mare might be an option. Now, where I think the stallions or the males are slightly better is a couple of points. Is if you've already got a few horses, then the studs can be good, because you can put them in the stud farm and you can essentially just put them in once a month and let them sit there. And if you get your pricing right, it's basically a form of passive income. You know, so if your stud's getting, your stud might get $50 a breed and you get 7 breeds a month, it might get 100, it might get 1,000, depending on the level of quality that you've got in that stud. It might get nothing. It might get nothing. It might get no breeds, because maybe it's not appealing. And that comes down to a few things. It comes down to Z number, it comes down to breed type, it comes down to colour, and it comes down to racing ability, or perceived racing ability, and perceived breeding ability. So there's a whole bunch of factors that make those studs more appealing than others. Okay, so that's pretty interesting too. There's some other interesting facets to the males as well, whereby the males can hold the breed type. Am I saying the right word there? Breed type? Let me just have a quick squiz here. 1 second. I just want to make sure I got my terminology right. I always get confused. Just typing in on my other screen here. Okay, so you got your bloodline. That's your Nakamoto, your Zabo, your Finny, your Buterin, but it was breed type. Okay, and that is your Genesis Legendary Exclusive Elite Cross. Now, what the males can do is they have the ability to hold or pause the breed type level, hold it at exclusive when bred with an exclusive mare. Okay, so a Genesis male with an exclusive mare will produce exclusive kids, whereas if we flip that over and say an exclusive male with a Genesis, sorry, I think, wait, pause that, stop, rewind. Let's just make sure I got that right, because I got a feeling I said that wrong. If we have an exclusive mare with a Genesis male, it will hold the breed type, the offspring, at exclusive. But if we flip it over and have an exclusive stud with a Genesis mare, female, that breed type will drop from exclusive down to the next rung of elite. Okay, so there is some, you know, it's more likely, and the fact that the males get 7 breeds rather than the females 2. So it's more likely the males will be used more often in the breeding cycle because of that trait of being able to hold that breed level at that particular level, and they can also hold it at the elite level. We don't know exactly why yet, but there's something interesting going on there as well. So if you're buying 2 horses, one of each might be a good go. If you're buying one, then maybe a mare might be a good go. If you're intending on not playing the game, maybe a stud might be better, just to put it in the breeding barn and fingers crossed someone breeds with it. You know, that type of thing. Have I looked into Star Atlas J at racing? No, I haven't. I'm assuming that's an NFT. I'll have a look at that this afternoon. Dave, really hard to get horses at the drop. Look, it has been. But last time we had roughly 2,000 horses, and I think 5,000 or 6,000 people trying to get them. So it was tough. I mean, I got a few at the top end. I think I got 3 or 4 Z2s, and then I got 1 Z6, and that was it. And I was trying for 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, all the way down the list. So it was really, really tough. It was tough. Now this time I'm hoping they're going to drop 10,000 or 20,000. And I would think, even though Discord numbers are at 40,000, I think maybe buyers, there might only be 15,000, 20,000 buyers at on the exact moment. Maybe even a few less. That would be my hunch. So I think if they drop a big number, it might be fractionally easier this time, but I don't know. You want to be right there when it starts and just start clicking away, all right? Jamie, am I going to need WETH? Yes, I believe you need WETH or wrapped ETH in your Zed Racing wallet. Okay, so you got MetaMask, and then when you join Zed Run, there's a Matic-based Zed Racing wallet. Ask on the Discord to confirm this, but I'm pretty sure you need WETH in your Zed Racing wallet for this particular drop. I will confirm that once the announcement comes out. Max, do I know what price? No, we don't know exactly, but based on the previous drops, the Z10s are going to be roughly around 150 to 200 US dollars, and then they will range, they will step up 9s, 8s, 7s, 6, 5, 4s, 3s, 2, 1s. To the Z1s, I'm guessing are going to be somewhere around 18,000 US dollars is my guess. Isn't that ridiculous? It sounds ridiculous to me when I verbalise 18,000 for a Z1, but I will try and buy one. Whether or not, I don't even know if it's a good investment or not. I feel like it is, but make sure you do your own research. Okay, Jamie confirms, just got the Discord announcement advising Terra Drop is in WETH. I'll look at that announcement and we'll do another video tomorrow morning, 9 AM my time, which is about roughly about 9:30 AM my time, which is about from now 17 hours away. All right, so keep your eye out. We'll go live again in the morning with more details and we'll do a bit more Q&A. Make sure everyone's ready for the drop. Let me just finish these questions and I'll talk to you about what I'll be looking at. Adapt sneaks. Is it possible to catch up with the current leaders if I'm just starting off? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's the excitement, moving up the ladder. You know, I mean, if it's current leaders on pure horse, numbers of Genesis horses in stables, where, you know, it might be a 1 year or a 2 year goal to get yourself up to 50 Genesis. Or, you know, and that might start with just 1 or 2 Genesis, breed a couple, sell the offspring, find some good races, breed some more, sell some more. You know, I think the market, not financial advice, I think the market is kind of, you know, on the way up at the moment, doing a bit of parabolic action, as most things in this space are currently doing. But I think we're going, at some stage, natural cycles tend to have down spells as well. So, you know, if you're smart and you pick up a few good deals in the down spell and then ride the next the next up cycle, whenever that happens to be, if there is one, then I think you can absolutely still build and do pretty well, for sure. Will there be bots? Oh, crikey, there could be. Will there be bots coming into the stud farm waiting for you? That's an interesting question. I think there will be bots trying to pick off these big horses. But look, you know what? If there's bots, what will end up happening is I think it will break the system. Like if, for example, if someone like me is putting in Grandeur or Breathless Edge, we're talking about a horse that's offspring are worth in excess of 10,000 US dollars currently. And so there's a definite incentive to try and snipe them, you know, using whatever tactic possible. Now, if there are bots, I think that will sort of take away from the game experience somewhat, and you will see me and a lot of other people flip from the standpoint of public breeding as the only option is brilliant, because I love the fact that someone can just be there at the right time and grab a $10,000 offspring, to if bots are like nicking 3/4 of my breeds, as soon as I drop my horse in there, I'll just pull those horses out of stud until we get a different solution. So I think what will happen if there is opportunity and it is exploited, I would imagine the game will change slightly. I want public breeding, but if I'm losing 2/3 of my breeds to someone else, I'm just not going to breed. I'll just either shut up shop for the time being and breed my lesser horses. You know what I mean? Like the game will need to compensate to account for that. If I'm losing more than half of my horses, then I don't think that's fair either. And I'd be interested in your comments there too. But I don't think that's fair to you. If you know, these great horses, we're trying to breed them and play within the game and we're losing. Well, I suppose the only counter to that though would be that it forces me to put my prices at a level where I think is fair. So I would have to put Breathless Edge in stud for like $5,000, $7,000, and then pay $3,500 myself to make sure that I get those offspring. And that could be an interesting dynamic too, actually. So strike what I said earlier. There could be a solution without changing the game, absolutely. And that would be to just put a fair price. Because currently, I suppose, we're sort of manipulating the system a little bit by putting in, you know, I will put in Breathless Edge at say $1,000, which is very, very juicy for snipers. And I'm okay with snipers, but if I'm getting bot taxed, to keep it nice and kid friendly, then maybe I have to put my prices to something that is a little more risky for bots. That could be interesting too. So there's always a positive spin there. Doofy, always a good shout out for Doofy, Raymond. George, thoughts on how massive influx of ponies will impact secondary market? Look, I think the Genesis can handle it. I think if we drop 20,000 Genesis, I think it will impact slightly in the aftermarket in the fact that currently, like Z10s are going for 8x or 10x market value, you know, around $1,000, $1,500. And I don't think that's fair. And I think if they drop 5,000 or 6,000 Z10s, then yes, you might be able to get 1.5x or 2x for an unraced Z10. But yeah, the days of 10x might be gone, and that's fine. That's fairer for everyone, in my opinion. You know, much like you see some of these other projects launching, like, for example, MeBit launched yesterday and it was costing 2.4 roughly Ethereum per character to get one. Now, the secondary market, you can buy them for about 1.2. Some of the not so rare ones, okay? One of the rarest already sold for about $1 million US, but the majority of them are selling for less than what they were purchased for currently, and I like that. I quite like that. I don't mind if everyone buys the drop. It's a slightly different dynamic because you kind of know what you're getting. You will see the colour, you will see the name, you will see the Z number. So everyone kind of knows what they're getting. Wouldn't it be interesting? That would be an interesting dynamic if it was like, right, we're selling 20,000 horses. They are all 0.2 Ethereum. Now you might get a Z1, but you might get a Z10. That would be kind of funky, wouldn't it? You'd probably have to keep them a bit lower than 0.2, maybe 0.1. What would that be? 0.1, about $300. Yeah, that'd be fair. That'd be a fun drop. Maybe they're doing that. Maybe they are. Let's not. I don't know. They're probably not, but maybe they are. Yeah, hit the like button, guys. Wouldn't that be fun though? And then you kind of like, yeah, let's buy some, and then it opens up and gets minted, and you're like, oh, I got a Z1 for 0.03. That would be funky. That'd be much like the scratching the lotto ticket that is, you know, the launch of a lot of the other projects as well. That'd be fun. I would enjoy that a lot. And look, for beginners, that'd be great, wouldn't it? Because some people are going to get a Z1. That's just going to happen. That's just the way it goes for 0.3. That would be funky. Let's cross our fingers for that style drop. That would be cool. We should have had this video a month ago, so maybe they would have picked up on that. But sometimes they watch this. Most of the time they don't. Well, they are very proactive in the community, though, I must admit, and they do listen to us. No, Drew, I haven't tried buying ETH to convert. I'm one of the lucky ones that started Zed early, put a little bit of ETH in there, and then just let the horses do their things. And I haven't had to put any more in there, so I don't know a lot about that. Coach, have a look at my older videos. How many races before you're confident a horse isn't a racer? If you look back, we've discussed that, but I can currently with the odds are the most important. I can gauge a horse in about 4 races, okay? So if you're looking at the second market and there's horses even selling from myself at 4 races in, probably not the greatest. There's a chance they are good. I have sold a few horses that were better than I thought because I sold them early, but 4 races, once you get to 10 races, you should have a very clear picture, really, if you understand how the game works and you've been around a little while. Dave, did I partake? I did not partake in the high stakes 500 US entry fee. My brother did, and we're kind of in partnership, so I kind of did. He put in 2 races and he didn't get first, second or third in any. Look, I think they're good, but like anything, you know, it's all about how much of your pot are you willing to risk. You know, if you've got a pot size that's $20,000 or $30,000 and you're willing to risk 500 to maybe in the long run win a little bit or just lose a little bit, then that's fine. But if your pot is $500 and you're investing it all into one gamble race, that can feel a little bit, you know, disappointing when you lose your entire pot that you maybe spent 6 months building up just to chuck it on one race. So beware, be careful with that kind of stuff. Green screen effects. Do I think the order of the drop will, I don't know. Last time around the drop went 1s and 2s, 3s and 4s, 5s, 6s, 7s, 8s, 9s, 10s. I didn't really like it from a beginner perspective because someone like me was in the market at the 1s and 2s and then moved on and was still in the market at the 3s and 4s and moved on, was still in the market and still in the market. You know, so that by the time it got to the 10s, everyone was in the market. Whereas I would prefer the random egg drop style, all horses the same price and you don't know what you're getting. I'm almost 100% sure that is not going to be the case. But I would prefer they drop everything at once because the beginners, you know, I'll be going for Z1s initially and some of you guys and girls will be going for Z10s initially, and it will give you a better shot at getting them early before the rest of the wave comes back down through and tries to pick up a few lower Zs as well. Harris, how are you, mate? The drop is expected on Friday, this coming Friday, according to the Zed Run announcement. Am I going to be able to play it? There we go. Friday, the 7th of May, Pacific time. So keep your eye on, I believe there's been another announcement just while we're being live here. I think someone mentioned up earlier that there might be some more details in the Zed Discord, and I'm also going to copy and paste those across into the Poseidon Facebook group. Link down below if you want to join the Poseidon Facebook group. Hit the like button if you haven't already as your little 20 cent or your quarter into the game to watch the video. The like button is the entry to watch the video. I'm going to get a robot that's going to kick you out if you haven't hit the like button in future. It's coming, believe me. No, it's not. It's probably not, but if I can, that would be rather funny. All right, how are we going? We're going to another 10 minutes and we'll wrap this up. Ben asks, why has the Discord exploded? Yeah, it's up there. I think we're in the mid 40,000 numbers now. We've overtaken what I consider to be one of the biggest NFT projects floating around, and that is Sandbox. We've overtaken their Discord numbers, which is really interesting and means we are really, you know, up there now with one of the top 3 or 4 NFT projects in this space, in my opinion. I think, yeah, look, I think we're doing big things in the next few weeks. I don't have a Discord, Paul. I got a Facebook group in the description below. How long will the total? I don't know, George. In the past, it's been like, it's been glitchy and pausey and resets and all a bit strange. The horses sell really quick, but it's probably taken an hour because in there's been a lot of dead time when everything's frozen up and they've had to get back in there and fix it. So hopefully we don't have any dropouts. It could take a matter of 10 minutes. Could take, if they put pauses in between different drops, it could take an hour. It's hard to tell until we see those details. I'll be back in the morning and we'll discuss more details. Adapt, would it be better to get a female? Yep, we mentioned that. If you're only getting one horse, or you think you might only be able to get one horse, then female is maybe a good idea because you don't need any other pieces of the puzzle to breed and build your stable, because the public breeding barn is full of male studs. You've got a female, you can purchase 2 stud covers and have 2 offspring extra each month in your stable, which is beautiful in my opinion. Such a great thing to be able, for us, to be able to breed and mint our own NFTs is great. There are some downsides, and I think you've probably seen it with other projects. You know, as the breeding explodes, the prices tend to drop, but that's just going to allow other beginners to buy Zed horses at 10, 20 bucks at some stage. It's not there yet. The cheapest horse yesterday was like $300 US, and it was a terrible horse. Well, it might have been all right, but I think it was probably a terrible horse. But as soon as breeding opens, you know, 10 or 20 bucks, I think, in a couple of months, I would guess. Not for your Genesis. I think, again, just my opinion, but I think Genesis, as we approach 100,000 or 200,000 or 1 million total horses in the Zed ecosystem, I think the Genesis will only form 36 or 38,000, whatever it is, and then you've got another 950 odd thousand bred horses. Then, you know, these Genesis become rarer and rarer as the numbers go up. In the future, these Genesis the entire Genesis group could represent 1% of the entire population at some point. You know, when we get to 40 million horses or whatever that mathematical calculation adds up to, I don't know. But you know what I mean. They're going to get more and more rare as the time goes on, which is rather interesting dynamic. As the population explodes, Genesis more and more rare. So then how rare, you know, the Z1 becomes and the Z2, 3, 4s become in that overall population. They're already, even within the Genesis population, Z1s, for example, there are only 1,000 of the 38,000. So what's that? 2.5%? You know, and I think, you know, once the breeding starts exploding, they will quickly become fractions of 1% of the overall population. They might go down in value, we don't know. All right, we'll answer these questions and we'll wrap it up for tomorrow. We need to be fresh for tomorrow for more info. Yeah, Raymond, that would be funky if they dropped them somewhat mysteriously and everyone, you just bought a horse and you didn't know what it was, and then you open it up and you go, oh, I got a rare colour Z1, it's worth X dollars, how fantastic, that's brilliant. I mean, that's part of the allure, if you like, or the appeal of buying some of these other projects is we all know that the rarest of the rare of these projects is likely to sell for, you know, life-changing money. So if you happen to be that one dude that just gets that crazy rare number 1 out of 20,000, you know, NFT, that super rare one, then it's crazy. But, you know, we'll talk about this in the future, but for me, the thing about Zed is it doesn't have that one, well, it does actually, we have billions. Billions is that one super rare horse, but other than billions, then it gets a little bit murky as who are the next collectible, you know, big wig horses down from there. All right, you've got your Z1 super rare slate greys and stronghold ivories. Is it them? Maybe. I bought one of those just to hedge my bets early on, but we'll see. We'll see how that pans out. It's really funky. But I would like to see some other, and I think that's where the skins, so again, for beginners, if you don't know, currently the horses, there's a whole bunch of different colours, almost 100 different colours, I think, that you can get. But they all look very, very visually similar apart from the colour change. And I would like to see some, you know, some slightly different traits. And I think where we're going to see that is currently in development are skins. So it's like a clothing, well, could be clothing for your horse. Okay, so if like Atari are developing skins for Zed Run, and there's only going to be 20 at this point, and there could even be, you know, unique skins like Pong or Space Invaders or whatever other Atari games there is. And they could be really, really unique. And other projects could jump on board and develop Zed skins. I probably will develop my own range of Poseidon racing skins, for example. And when you buy an offspring, you might get an offspring skin Who knows? Maybe my AAA offspring might get a diamond colour or a golden colour skin to run around in, or, you know, with a Poseidon Trident logo somewhere, or that could be pretty fun too, right? I think so. And maybe they're limited. Maybe we have a series. The 2021 series could be something, and then we redevelop for 2022 and 2023. Who knows? So many options in this game. It's so funky, so cool. All right, let's finish up this. Will you go on the Mint Condition podcast? If you get in contact, I'm not sure, George, is that your podcast? Give me a yell. I'm always up for doing something once, or twice. Give me a call out. Message me on Discord, and we'll see how we go. Dan, come on, mate. Get those notifications going. Get your phone on so you get the little Poseidon's on. Let's get on it. All right. After all the Genesis Horse drop, do you think the dev team will add other NFT elements? I don't think that's high on the priority list at this point. I think it's a possibility for the future. I think the skins are coming shortly, at least the first generation of skins, which will likely be Atari. I think they're coming, but there's so many exciting different skins. I mean, you just have to look at the variations on all these other NFTs and the funky clothes. And imagine your horse has got a funky, cool cowboy hat, and they're limited. There's only 50 of those, you know, and they might be Zed branded, or they might not be. They might be Poseidon branded, or, you know, I think there are so many cool opportunities to really stylize your avatar or your horse or your horses in this game that are really cool, like stick them in big boots, or, you know, do we want the game to go in that direction? I don't know. That's going to come down to the players' opinions as well. Do we want it to be fun, where the horses look a bit silly, or do we want it to be serious, like horse racing? That's an interesting topic in itself, isn't it? There will be both sides of that group going, no, not silly cowboy hats, and not cigarettes hanging out of their mouths, and, you know, not cyborg. Oh, come on. Cyborg horses. Let's go. They already are cyborg, but we need a bit of a cyborg Terminator eyeball. Lots of fun options. They won't all, who knows the vision, the direction we're going, but there's certainly some exciting stuff in the future. Em3 Plum finally got on the live. Thank you. I appreciate that. Guys, hit the sub button if you haven't already. We do this three or four times, 2 or 3 times a week. I love Zed. It's fun. It's all about the fun. You know, I'm looking for exciting new projects. I think this channel will eventually be mostly Zed, but we're going to start talking about some other fun NFT projects that I enjoy, that I think are cool. There's a couple that I've been buying this week that are really down in the doldrums. But I think they have interesting narratives behind them, and we'll talk about that maybe next week as well. Em3 Plum, why do I think Grandeur are higher than Wall Street? Good point. I think Grandeur has got roughly the equivalent offspring. If you look through Grandeur's offspring, there's some really good ones in there now too. Wall Street has a higher probably percentage of good ones, so he looks to be a good breeder, which is fantastic. Yeah, I think, look, they're both up there. Wall Street goes at about 1 Ethereum. Grandeur, just because of his popularity with everyone, is about 4 Ethereum, you know, somewhere around about there, depending. For a breed, sounds like silly money, but when there's that demand, you know, that's what it is. But yeah, look, I think Wall Street is super talented, a good breeder, not the greatest racer, but he's about, I would put him in, if I had to rank him, I would say he's probably on the edge of top 10% in Z1s. Probably not overall, but top 10% of Z1s. And I think Grandeur is currently probably top 2%, maybe even top 1%. Okay, up with Grandeur, I would suggest, and I haven't been keeping my eye on it, so there's probably more, but you've got Baroque. I would rate Baroque the most talented Z1 racer in the game currently. Let me know if you know any others. And then behind Baroque, I would put Breathless Edge. And then I would have Grandeur and Phantom Pacer. And there were a couple of others I've seen recently, but I'm not watching the racing much at the moment for them to really get burned into my memory. But those are the ones I'm watching. And they're the top racers. Are they the top breeders? We don't know. All right, I keep saying a couple more questions, but you guys keep dropping questions. That's okay. Do I think it is a good idea to hold a Z2 Genesis? Hold unraced and unbred, maybe? Yeah, again, I do this for fun. It's not financial. I mean, it's turning out to be financial, but it's certainly not financial advice, as I've said multiple times, but just to make sure that's clear. I think Z2 Genesis has a potential of going up. I certainly do. I will be buying, hopefully, another one or two tomorrow. Friday, sorry, when the drop comes, a couple of days. But yeah, I think where we stand right now, I think it's reasonable to assume that that could happen in the future. It could also go the other way. It might go the other way temporarily and then come back and surpass, much like Bitcoin raced to 20,000, dropped to 3,000, and now we're back at nearly 60,000, 55. All right, I expect something similar in Zed Run to happen at some point, but I don't know where we are now. I'm not sure if we've still got a whole bunch of room to run up and then drop, or whether we're going to drop soon, or whether we never drop, or whether we drop tomorrow. I don't know. You know, who knows? Yeah, just be careful. Do it for fun. It's like art. You buy art because you love it. I buy NFT game pieces because I enjoy the game. And then if they go up, well, happy days. Even better. Even better. I think if you buy because the game is good, then you're probably on the right foot, because that's what's going to set the value to some degree. I agree, Raymond, and I think Zed will run races where the last three places are awarded. I think they'll even run races where you don't know what place is going to be awarded until after you put it in. Some sort of, well, they probably can't do that based on the gaming laws, actually. Probably can't randomise it. I was going to say they might randomise it, but the gaming laws being based on skill is very important, so they might not be able to do that to a degree, but they might do a race where 5th place, for example, and you've got to pick your horse that's likely to finish 5th, 6th, 7th, or, you know, that kind of thing. I think that will be in the future for sure. My pleasure. My favourite breed is Nakamoto. Absolutely, guys. I'm a Nakamoto fan. I've set my stable up with mostly Nakamotos. It's not a great strategy for, well, it might turn out. Look, I think the strategy for breeding at this point is to cater for the lower end, like your $100, your $50, $100, $200 bred horses. But you know, I can't really compete with that because I'm breeding Nakamotos, and the Nakamoto minimum breed price is looking like it might be, you know, 0.15-ish. So what's that? 0.15 into 3, $450, something like that. Yeah, so my stable is more, you know, your Nakamoto. I think I'm setting up my stable to be the Nakamoto go-to stable. If you've got a great Nakamoto and you're looking for a great partner, you'll probably want to come and talk to me about who I can match that up with. If you want to really get into Nakamotos and get some Z2 legends, then to be honest, of the active stables, myself and my brother are probably the ones that have up there with the most races, at least the ones that have been raced and we really know what we've got. Who is the best Zed horse in the game? Yeah, Zombie Boy's up there. I haven't been watching, to be honest, but when I was watching a couple of weeks ago, it was Zombie Boy, Ducky Malin, is it Rendezvous? Rendezvous something or other. That was a very good one. That's a good boy racer. Baroque is up there. I mean, you probably can't, well, I can't go past Grandeur and Breathless Edge. I don't think Grandeur is up there in the top 10 of the horses within the game, and Breathless Edge is probably, you know, inside that top 10 somewhere. But yeah, there's a lot of great horses coming. There's going to be some bred horses. Next time we open breeding up, that will start getting up there too. Yeah, there's some bred horses there as well. Y2K2K is very good. Wild Catter is up there. That other one, the one that won two, did very well and won two $500 or $6,000 pot races. The big high flyer races was Rest in Peace. I think that's a bred horse as well. It's not the greatest bred horse. It usually gets $12 or $13 odds, but It won two of the big ones, so it increased its prize money by probably 3 Ethereum in those 2 races, which is just outstanding, just crazy. Outside the top-notch Z1, what's roughly the cost of breeding Z1s? You guys keep dropping questions. We're having a good chat, aren't we? I'm enjoying it. Let me cup of tea. I had my medium to... Look, keep in mind I've sold most of my lower-end Z1s, so my medium to lower-end Z1s are probably not the worst in the game. They're probably, you know, pretty decent, and I had them ranging from, the lower end was about, I think about $600 up to about 900, and then I had like Wall Street was in at 1 ETH, but that was when Ethereum was probably about 2,000, so I might drop him back down. It's all a bit of a guessing game. Look, I want my horses to be bred with. I want them to pick up their 7 covers a month. So I probably put them in a little bit cheaper to begin with. And then if they sell out within a day, then I'll make a note of that. And next month I'll put them up 20%. And if they sell out in a day, next month I'll put them up 20%, if you know what I mean. Look, I think the other option, you could go the other way around and put them in too high. And if after 7 days you got nothing, well, you drop them down a little and see how they go, and drop them down a little. They're both the tactics you could use to potentially see where your horse is at. Now, for me, I've got 40-odd studs, so I can afford to put them in a bit cheaper and see how they go. But if you've only got 1 stud, you might be better off putting them up a little higher for 7 days. And if they get nothing, drop them down. You've got a month, roughly, to sort of figure that out, depending when your reset date is too. Reset date is when your breeding resets back to 7. Vanilla Bean, Collision, yeah, they're both up there. Are they yours, Heroin? It'd be hilarious if they were your horses and you're just whacking them in there for a shout out. I don't think they are. Collision is, I was chatting with the owner of Collision the other day, and I don't think Vanilla Bean's yours, is it, Heroin? Rendezvous Park, or is it Peak? I've got a funny feeling it's Rendezvous Peak. Might be Park. All right, let's have a look. Last questions. Stop putting questions down because I'm a sucker. I can't help it but keep answering them. Thanks for the mention. Yeah, Phantom Pacer is great too. Phantom Pacer, I do like. We're going to have a breed, aren't we, Heroin? You've got a couple of nice horses. What's your filly that you've got? Is it Absolutely Lit? Now this one, Absolutely Lit, is probably not right up there in too many people's picture, but I really rate that filly as well, that mare. So we're going to test her out with maybe, was it Breathless Edge, I think? See if we can get some belter offspring. Yeah, look, the longer they hold back breeding, you're right, Em, you're right. The longer they hold back breeding, the more value, the more expensive the horses will get. I tend to agree with that. Lottery style drop, yeah, it'd be fun. I think we probably missed that boat though. Yeah, it would allow newbies to really get excited and maybe grab a Z1, because actually the way it's being done now is very elitist, isn't it, for Z1s? If you don't have 20 grand or 18 or whatever the price is going to be, look, you can't get a Z1. It would be great if it was just a random drop like that and you pay your 0.3 or 0.25, and then 1 in 1,000 people, or whatever it's going to be, 1 in 500, get a Z1. You're like, boom, how cool would that be? I love it. I think we missed the boat though. I wish I thought about that 2 months ago, and we could have done a video and then I could have sent it off to the development team and they might have. Look, they don't listen to me much. Well, to be honest, they do. They do listen to all of us. But most of my ideas aren't that good. So, but that's a good one. I think that could have had some traction. Yeah, Em, you're right. I've been noticing Buter and Nakamoto offspring have been doing phenomenal stuff. Very good races. I can't think of the names, but very, very good. If anyone's got a gun Buterin, like a 17 to and higher percentage, 20%er, message me on Discord. Look me up, friend request, message me. And look, we might be, if it's good enough, we might be able to do a really top line breed and do a bit of a swap. I'm doing a lot of that, so. Yeah, Dan, message me up. If you've got a good knack, we can have a chat. No, no, no. Oh, they're not your horses. Heroin, good stuff. Yes, absolutely lit, good horse. All right, we're going to wrap it up there. Thanks. I was thinking we were going to get 3 or 4 people watching this because it's completely out of our normal 9 a.m. time slot over here in Australia. We did a bit of a 3:30 and we've been going for an hour or so. So we might do a few more of these. So to make sure that you pick up on these random moments of inspiration where I just jump on and have a chat, make sure you sub, hit the notifications. And the other thing you can do is also jump over to PoseidonRacing.run, join our email list. I notify there, join our Facebook group. I forgot to tell the Facebook group that I was going live. Anyway, let's chat again in the morning once I've had a good read through of what the drop looks like, and we'll do another drop Q&A tomorrow. Thanks again for watching along, and let's go Zed Run, everyone. Let's chat again tomorrow. Bye for now.